When I was in university, I once heard that we should all learn how to cook at least one good dish, whether it be to impress your friends or if you just want to take it over to a dinner party. And I find that recently my most popular dish is actually Tinga de Pollo, and I can confidently say that this has always been my go-to whenever I have people come over. Chicken tinga is a beautiful, spicy, bright red Mexican sauce that is cooked with chicken. You'll only need a few things, but most importantly, you'll need some tomatoes. Now before we get started, the full recipe and a list of ingredients is listed down below in the description. We're going to start things off by cooking our chicken. In this recipe, I'm going to boil the chicken with garlic and onion. Now we drop in our chicken. We add some salt and a bit of oil and we let it cook. I'm just going to pop the lid on and transfer it to a lower flame. Now we get started on the sauce. I'm going to cook some tomato and onion over dry heat, so I let the pan heat up for a few moments. I place my tomatoes directly onto the pan, along with a few onions. Be sure that you keep the fire on the medium to low heat, that way so you don't burn the pan. Now you'll be able to notice that once the tomatoes start dancing around a little bit, they'll be ready. Now you want to give them a quick little turn and you'll be able to see if they've charred on the underside. Once they've slightly charred, you'll know they're ready. I like to add a good pinch of cilantro and blend it all together with some stock. The most traditional way to cook this dish is by using Chipotle chili peppers. You can actually find this brand in most supermarkets, and I was actually able to find them here in London. Chipotle peppers are incredibly spicy, so be careful. You don't want to kill anybody. You just want to warm them up. I like my tinga a little bit on the spicy side, so I like to add a second chipotle. We get everything well blended together. Now I'm going to take a little bit of oil, maybe a little bit more than that, and I'm going to saute the rest of my onions and garlic over medium heat. I add some black pepper and dried oregano and ground cumin. At this point, I like to take the juice of a whole orange and pour it directly onto my onions as they cook. The orange adds some acidity but also adds a light sweetness to the dish. Now we pour in our beautiful bright red spicy sauce. Bring it to a gentle simmer. At this point, the chicken should have cooled down to a point where you can handle it. Now, you can also buy store-bought chicken. This works just as well, but we're going to shred the meat and put it directly into our sauce. Shredding chicken always requires a bit of patience. In fact, my mother probably would have shredded the chicken much finer than this, but then again, I'm not my mother. This is one of my favorite dishes, and it's also a crowd pleaser. I like to serve it up with a side of rice and beans and garnish it with a bit of Mexican cheese. Or feta works too. I also like to cut up a few leaves of cilantro. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you like what I do, make sure you check out the rest of my videos for more history and more food. And be sure to subscribe for more of these types of videos. And one last thing, what would you like for me to talk about next? Thanks for watching, and this has been Richie.